Cumtown, episode 5.
Episode 5, bitch.
So we did this one backwards. We already recorded the second half with our guest, Bonnie McFarland.
Hilarious. You're going to love it.
Yeah, I feel like it was pretty good.
Yeah, it was good.
It was all right.
And listen, it's going to be much better than the bullshit we're about to do.
So we did it backwards, so we got to do the first half now. Which is pretty unorthodox for us. Every single one of these episodes is actually scripted. We script the whole fucking thing.
Except the one where we argued and Seth and Ronald, or Ray, what was it?
Yeah, I don't
Baltimore
know.
comedian.
I don't know. I wasn't there for that one.
You weren't there. I was only there for the Seth part.
Yeah. There's this guy, Seth Dickfield, apparently, that's been doing the podcast.
Yeah, almost as much as us.
Well, yeah. Yeah, he's around pretty often. How Stav just spent the weekend in Atlantic City.
I was in beautiful AC, baby. Yeah, I was there. It was a working trip. I'm going to mention my erotic Instagram again. I took a bunch of nude pictures on a public Jersey beach. I just had my dick wagging in the sea.
Was it a nude beach?
No, it was just like a
I feel like all
beach.
beaches in Jersey are nude beaches.
Yeah, they're all getting fingered beaches for sure.
They're all nude beaches. You have to do steroids to go to them.
I had to do a lot of the lifeguards wouldn't let you in the water unless you did 10 pull-ups on the lifeguard station.
What percentage of the male population of New Jersey do you think is on anabolic steroids?
Like a legitimate guess?
Yeah.
7%. Is that low?
I'd say it's much higher than that.
You think so?
I think it's
7% is a good amount of people.
Yeah, but I think it's probably closer to like 72%.
Yeah, actually, thinking about it now, 72 sounds a lot.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's a lot better. 72% is just the men, or are you talking everyone?
Men and women.
Yeah, babies.
Yeah.
Old ladies doing fucking lat pull downs.
Yeah, Italians need testosterone.
Italians 100%. Don't get me wrong.
Italians, they can't live without anabolic steroids. They actually have a brain virus. It makes them require trans fats and anabolic steroids. The steroids, they dilate their fucking shitty clogged arteries from living off gnocchi and
ragu, sauce,
gravy.
Gravy. That's so fucking stupid.
We've been meaning to have like an Italian bashing episode for a while. You know what? And it's maybe I'm being a little bit unfair to Italians, but in an age where you're not really allowed to be racist anymore, you can still be racist towards Italians.
Oh, anything you say. I can't stand when an Italian's like, hey, whoa, come on, man. I'm Italian. It's like, no, get the fuck out of here.
Well, the reason it's like they'll never be able to stop that is because, with other minority groups, like people, I remember when I was like a teenager, like it's being racist towards black people has just never really been okay.
Right.
That one's always been off.
You could be really racist for the beginning of this country, but after that...
No, I mean in the last, since I've been alive.
Oh.
That one's always been off limits.
In Greektown, Baltimore, Maryland, it's always been very... I think in half of the communities in America, it's been okay. But I know what you're saying, though.
Well, I'm saying that I remember being 12, and I remember thinking it's weird that you're it's really messed up if you said something if you used a racial slur towards a black person. But I can spend all day being Chinese guys got tiny dicks.
Yeah.
And it's just funny, and they laugh at it, and I say it to their faces, and they smile,
Dude.
and they,
Yeah.
And
they
it's
smile. And they
right.
play chopsticks.
So what happened was eventually Asian people got angry, and with Suey Park and all
that was hilarious.
Arthur Chu, who that does to be fair have a very tiny dick. So I don't know.
That is true. We don't want to slander him. He does have
a really tiny
penis.
He has an extremely small dick. So for legal purposes, we're not going to.
We have to say that.
Just a disclaimer.
Legally, Arthur Chu has a very, very small dick.
Microscopic. It's like a match head. It's just a little red match head dick.
It's the same color as
That's
every
how he fucks. He strikes it.
He has to rub it against some pubic hair.
It makes a little pop noise. I've finished. I've finished sex. But it's racist. But they got angry, and that's why people don't make Asian jokes anymore. They cancel Colbert shit. As misguided as it was, that shit wound up
you think
working.
It worked?
I think it did. But why Italians will never be able to do that is because they're already angry.
There's no.
There's
next
no.
level.
Yeah, they can't get angrier. They're like the Hulk.
They could do like the Sopranos.
They're the Hulk in the sense that they like to wear shitty purple clothes.
Dude, talking about, I have an anecdote about my not knowing that you can't be racist, because I grew up around a bunch of fucking animal Greek people who fucking just were the worst people on earth. Like, I remember a life lesson one of my friends' dads taught me.
Well, the Greeks are just Italians without any industry.
Right, but like we've been really coasting on democracy for forever.
That's true.
Like
Yeah.
that's what we got. But like this fucking guy, he was a piece of shit. His name is Haralambos. Haralambopoulos, which is such a fucking stupid name. He's just one of the worst people I've ever met in my fucking life. Like a lesson he gave his son was the worst thing a man can be. Number one, a gambler. Number two, a faggot. And I was like, that's like at his son's 16th birthday party. Lessons he's just telling all his male friends, you know?
Well, that was okay. Again, like homophobia was fine until, like, honestly, people think it's like...
No, it was 3 years ago.
Yeah, 3 years ago, probably. I remember I was thinking about, I was driving behind one of those, like a scooter, like a Piaggio scooter.
Yeah.
And I remembered in Vice City, which, like, Grand Theft Auto Vice City, which came out in, like, 2002 or something.
Right. Yeah, middle school, I think.
Yeah, the name of that bike was, like, the Faggio. And the joke was like, because it's for faggots, get it? Here's a video game for children where we literally call people faggot.
Right. Well, for children, you're getting your dick sucked in the back seat and all this shit.
Yeah, but it's, you can't see it.
Yeah, you're right. It counts. But no, I know homophobia is good, but I'm painting the picture of the kind of people I grew up around. So when I got to middle school, I thought it would be a funny joke to tell my friends who was wearing Tommy Hilfiger. Hey, nice Tommy Hill N-word. You know what I mean?
Just say it. It's fine. I'll bleep it later.
You're not gonna. There's
I know.
no way.
I absolutely won't.
What you're gonna do is isolate it and just play the clip
That's
over
the new,
and over again.
Yeah, that's the new theme song.
And these fucking like Jews from like Northwest Baltimore were horrified. Immediately snitched on me. Immediately told all these black kids, and they were like. And luckily, I was in like the nerd class, so like the one black kid in it was like very meek and shit. But if they had told like just any other kid, and luckily they didn't have any. I had more black friends than they did, and if they had like any non-nerd black friends, I would have been fucked in that school. But yeah, that's what I thought was acceptable coming out of fucking the Greek community. Very
Well,
nice
it's just
racist.
a bad joke. I mean, if it had been a better N-word
I don't think
joke,
it was. I don't think
that's
that,
that's why
that it
you
was a
offended
bad
those
joke.
Jews.
It was
It's
a
because you
problem.
offended their humor sensibilities.
Yeah, you're right. They're all writing for fucking Fallon right
Yeah,
now.
they're all Emmy award winning.
They came up with smashing. Anyway, whatever.
Smashing what?
Eggs on your head.
Oh, we should plug this. Last week you said National Slampoons in Conversation.
Oh yeah.
That was a good one.
Yeah, thank you. National Slampoons. I haven't decided what to do with that. I'll probably just tweet it out eventually. Right now, actually.
Do you want to talk about, because we don't really have to fill that much time, because we got a decent chunk with Bonnie and
Good
it's great.
stuff.
Yeah,
Stick
so the second
around,
half
baby.
is definitely going to be the part.
Hook
Really
fire.
just fucking don't send me criticism and say, well, the last one, someone keeps like DMing me and they're like, you got to tell that other guy to stop laughing.
Oh, me?
Yeah.
Yeah, fuck you, man. Hey,
Yeah, fuck
buddy.
that guy.
Suck my dick, pal.
Yeah.
That's what I got to say to you.
Which, no, I don't.
Yeah.
We don't have to do, just don't. I mean, continue to subscribe to the podcast, but don't listen to it. If you got a problem, pal, rate us 5 stars, subscribe, and then don't listen to the podcast. That's what I got for you. Thank you very much. Please give us money and buy the T-shirts when they come out.
Yeah. They're just going to be T-shirts we've cummed on.
So Harambe the gorilla.
Harambe.
Oh, man.
What a name.
That story.
Harambe sounds like a thing a racist calls a black person. by
Well,
the way.
pretty much every ape at the zoo, they give it a name. Because that's the one place you're allowed to be a racist still, is at the zoo. The guy who names the animals at the zoo is like, can we call this one... yeah, I'm sorry, I'm not that creative. I forgot that we were recording this. I just remembered my own
I
sense
thought you were
of humor.
about to. Yeah, I thought you were. You had a very similar moment to me 7 minutes ago on the podcast.
The name of this episode is just going to be the letter N with a bunch of asterisks after it, and then a comma, and then another N with a bunch of asterisks. But yeah, no, that Harambe story was great because I love that people are like, well, he was. It looked like he was protecting that little boy. It's like, you're protecting him from what? They're like, the other gorillas. It's like, oh, okay. So, yeah, that was the one that wasn't the problem. And it's also like, just imagine the outrage if the one zookeeper had been loading the gun and then another zookeeper was like, whoa, 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 whoa.
Let's see how this plays out.
Yeah, let's see what happens here with this. Oh, okay, that little boy's dead. So that's my fault. My bad. Sorry.
Yeah, that's fucking hilarious. Everyone's like, what? You killed a beautiful, majestic ape.
Yeah. And then, you know what? I was having so much fun making fun of Harambe on Twitter, and then that piece of shit Muhammad Ali had to die.
Oh, no.
And ruined that story.
Can you believe it, dude?
He did it to take away
very
from...
selfish.
Yeah, that selfish piece of shit.
Of you trolling.
I like how everyone I know now is suddenly an expert on Muhammad Ali.
I love that, too. It's like... And not the usual stuff where it's like just a link. Everyone is posting their own, like... 3-paragraph Facebook status. It's like, yeah, he was fucking cool. Muhammad Ali was tight. I liked him, but he didn't fucking affect. There's no way he affected you that way. And also, you're a white guy from the fucking. I mean, maybe if you're like a black dude who's growing up in that era or around there, or but like there was just a lot of white guys from like suburbs that were like, changed race relations, man. It's like that guy did not help your life at all. He made your life a little worse, actually. If you're thinking about it.
I was surprised he was still alive, actually.
Yeah.
He was one of those guys that I assumed was dead. You know what blew my mind? When Rosa Parks died,
yeah, right?
When Rosa Parks died?
Yeah, I thought she was Harriet Tubman for a while.
Yeah. I was like, what do you mean, like 100 years ago?
It was also funny because it's like, yeah, it's sad that he died and everything, but then you see what he looked like, and it's like, oh, we should cancel boxing. No one should box. This is the greatest boxer ever, and he can't fucking... raise his hand. Like, it looks like a fucking...
Well, there's zero evidence that Parkinson's came from boxing, all the times he got punched in the head repeatedly probably had nothing to do with that.
Totally.
At all.
I mean,
CTE is a lie. It doesn't exist.
Watch the NFL, folks. Watch us pay black people to hurt each other for our amusement.
I wonder, though, with Parkinson's, like, is it one of those things where, like, you know how, like, so if you have ADD and you take Adderall, it calms you down. But if you don't have ADD and you take Adderall, it's speedy, ramps you up. So I'm thinking, like, with Parkinson's, if you're just a guy and you're a boxer for 20 years and you get Parkinson's later in life, if you're a guy like Michael J. Fox who never boxed, if we just beat the fuck out of him repeatedly, just smash him over the head with baseball bats, could we save Michael J. Fox?
I think so, dude. There's only one way to find out.
Yeah, we're doing a show called Bat to the Future. Where you say, hit him in the back of the head with a baseball bat to save Michael J. Fox. Did you see them on Fallon? I don't know if it was Fallon. You know what? It might have been Kimmel. They had some late night show. They had them on, and they come out, and fucking Christopher Lloyd is like demented.
So old.
And he's old as shit. He's like, where are we? And he's like, we're in the future. He's like, no, literally, where are we? Are we doing the sketch now?
What are we on, Michael?
How old am I? Does anyone know where my car keys are? Yeah, it was like hard to watch because you thought you would feel bad for Michael J. Fox, who's dying.
Right.
But it's Christopher Lloyd, who should have been dead like 30 years ago.
Oh, yeah.
Because he was already... You remember how like old he looked
in
One
80s.
Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest?
Oh, yeah, the Cuckoo's Nest. Not even. Yeah, that was 70 whatever.
75?
Oh, I don't know. I have no idea.
You don't know?
I don't know. I'm
usually pretty good with that. Movie years.
I want to say 76, but that's just because you said 75. I want to say a different number, but close to it. So hopefully, I'm batting that you're kind of close, and I want to steal that.
Okay, that'd be good. All right, well, that's probably enough.
That's
time.
good. Yeah,
that's
yeah.
good.
I think
So
we did our due diligence.
Apologies to Adam, who we had to cut out of this one. We were going to.
Well,
record.
honestly, like.
This one, you know what? I did it. It was my fault the last time that Adam couldn't do the podcast. It was a scheduling issue on my end. But this time it was Stav's fault. He said, I don't want to. I don't want to wait for Adam to show up.
Yeah, fuck Adam is my stance. Nick said it too off mic earlier.
I did.
He was
well,
like
I say a lot of things off mic that we're not gonna.
Yeah. Fuck Adam, etc.
Stay tuned. We got Bonnie McFarland
Bonnie
coming
McFarland's
up.
great.
It's
hilarious.
great. And please don't ever unsubscribe to this podcast.
We need it, bitch.
We have a list of the people that are subscribed already. If I see your name drop off, there will be consequences. Stay tuned.
No little cinnamon gum freshens breath longer than Big Red.
So kiss a little longer, stay close a little longer, hold tight a little longer, longer with Big Red. That Big Red freshness lasts right through it. Your fresh breath goes on and on. While you chew it, say goodbye a little longer, make it last a little longer. Give your breath long-lasting freshness with Big Red.
Hey, we're back from break. So
Is that what we're doing?
Yeah, we're going to do this. So this one is the second half of the podcast that we're...
So we're still not starting.
No, we're starting.
This is ongoing.
This
Because I don't
is
want to
it.
waste like really good things. If
we're
it's not
starting,
real.
baby. I think
No,
we've
this is
started.
real. Yeah,
Like
no,
sometimes
we're-
in real life, like I'll have a really clever thing to say, and I just won't do it because there's no mic.
Clever to
Yeah.
go
You know
now.
what? This is not worth it.
well, we're back from
Totally.
break. It's going to be edited. So
Back from break in
Yeah.
quotes. Air
From
quotes.
Yeah,
we're
yeah.
recording the second half of the podcast first, doing a little non-linear trick.
Oh shit, dude! Don't tell him.
And we have a guest, so you have to keep listening.
When you guys told me the name of the podcast was Cumtown, I said, you can't keep me away.
That's Bonnie McFarland,
That's right.
famous comedian.
Great
Is
comedian.
that true?
Yeah,
Totally.
People are Googling right now, really?
yeah.
For sure.
She's got a movie,
McFarlane.
a book. So a comedian / bookmaker /
I like to think of
movie
myself
maker.
as the filmmaker, an author,
Filmmaker and
a
author.
wife, a mother,
Oh,
and a comedian.
It's like that song, like the I'm a bitch.
And also I'm a bitch.
Mother,
Yes.
yeah.
Right.
I like that you are sitting there. Bonnie is far away from us.
She's on the other side of the room.
I know it.
Well, that's because this is sort of like a boys centric podcast.
Yeah, it's an alpha male podcast.
It's an alpha male. We're live in the Anthony Cumia studios.
You guys still are doing binary gender coding.
Oh,
Yeah,
for sure. There's only two
absolutely.
genders.
Actually, there's only one gender, male, and then I don't pay attention to whatever else is going on.
You're homosocial.
Yeah,
That's absolutely right.
is that the science name for human beings?
Homosocial is
Oh.
when you're not gay, but you only enjoy hanging out with men.
Oh,
You
really?
may have sex with women, but
Isn't that
I think my
metro-
husband's homosocial. That's how I know the term.
Isn't that metrosexual? What happened to metrosexual?
No, I
It's
think,
almost the opposite of
Yeah,
metrosexual.
exactly.
Oh, okay.
Because metrosexuals appear gay,
But are not.
but are not. We'll still
just
fuck women. But it sounds like
erudite.
that's a good word. I don't know exactly what it means,
I'm
but
not
I
even
feel
sure
like
myself. I just
but I
sometimes-
feel like it's
always
good.
feel like you can you know we're in a time in this world where you can just use any word you want, and if you don't know exactly what it means, it's probably like 90% of the population also
but then,
doesn't know what it means.
but then
That's
they'll look it
right,
up.
folks. Anti-intellectualism. That's our topic today.
That's what we're actually so pro anti-intellectualism. We don't know anything on this podcast.
Yeah, I'm
That's,
not wearing sleeves. I'm going sleeveless.
Nick is
You
wearing
both very much look like, and you are the poster guys for anti-intellectualism and
Oh, thank you so much.
homosocialism.
I feel like everybody should be anti-intellectualism. Because how much of a piece of shit do you have to be to describe yourself as an intellectual?
Well, I do a lot of reading.
yeah, reading is.
I lost my
reading
voice
is
You guys
great.
both wear glasses and yet cannot read.
That's true. That is pretty
Ironic.
Fuck, we got to lose these.
Yeah.
I'm not reading. That's for sure. The glasses got to go.
I
Well-
do like the style of your glasses, which
Thank
I
you.
tried to find and I couldn't.
Here, I'll give you a tip. Zenny.com. They're an official sponsor. Zenny.com.
Is this like a Greek website that's just gonna steal your credit
This is
card
my uncle's
information?
website.
Yeah.
ZENI.
Zenni. These glasses were $7. That's why when I
But
first needed
okay,
glasses.
that's the thing about glass. Like the frames were $7.
No.
It's still going to be hundreds of
I'm
dollars.
telling you, I legitimately with
Can
shipping.
I test your glasses? Do you
Yes,
mind?
please
Throw them
do.
over here. I
Here
can't
you
get
go.
up.
They're very durable. This is
They're light and durable. Oh, and they do have a prescription in them.
Yeah, I'm not one of these assholes that, has
That's
those for
very
style.
popular now. I remember the first time I saw somebody with just the frames and plastic lenses, and they were
Kat
like,
was doing that for a while.
There
Kat
could be
Timpf was
nothing
doing
Kat Timp
douchier.
still does
that.
it.
She still does it?
Kat Timp still wears fake glasses onto Fox News. So if you ever see Kat on Fox News, she's wearing fake glasses.
But
Tell-
why?
It's a style thing.
To look,
I guess, yeah.
I do
people-
sometimes roll around in a wheelchair. I don't
That's a
need
great
it.
bit. Yeah, that's a great style choice.
Well, you say that, but people did have like canes because they look cool.
That was the pimp
Well,
culture.
thank you for breaking down my
Yeah.
joke.
Well, I'm sorry, but
Nothing funnier than taking apart a joke.
I'm just trying to
Yes.
introduce some tidbits. Into
Right? No, I like it.
keep things
Well,
going.
actually, 1904 was the highest sale of canes in the country.
when I was a teenager, I knew this big fat guy Justin that started
Mm-hmm.
walking with like a cane with a skull on it.
Hell yeah.
And then
That's-
yes.
Oh my god!
Yeah.
Does he still have it?
well, people.
But it was spelled Jason with a Y.
Yeah, no, it was Justin, and
Oh, Justin.
It had a secret compartment that he would keep cigarettes in the cane.
Fuck yes.
But people made fun of him for it, obviously, because
But they didn't know about the cigarettes.
Yeah,
Obviously.
well, they did.
yeah, they didn't
They didn't know that it had a
Newports.
secret
how cool it
compartment.
actually was. Yeah, but yeah, so they made fun of him for it. So then he was pretending like he actually needed the cane because he was so fat. And it's
Awesome.
like
Well,
it was
that's
a
like
slippery
the scooter.
like that's better.
No,
like no. I'm not a douchebag with terrible style. I'm medically obese and I cannot walk.
Well, you get those scooters, right? I think you get a discount on those scooters
yeah.
if you have like a medical. So they just have to call up and be like, "Well, what's your problem?" It's like I'm fat, and then they get
Shit, really?
Well, that's who those are for. You can't get a scooter. I mean, you could, but nobody's riding, or no able-bodied people are riding around those scooters.
right. It's the scooter is for the able-bodied
Yeah.
fat person.
This is a non-ableist podcast.
Yes.
We're
Whichever
every
one
other
Have you ever
kind
read
of ist.
the reviews about that movie, Me Before You, or You Before Me, or whatever?
Me,
it's
myself, and
called?
Irene?
No, there's a movie that's come out
Which-
called You Before Me, and it's about a guy who is he's been in an accident now. He's paralyzed. I don't know, from the waist down or the neck down. I'm not sure, but some woman comes to take care of him, and of course they fall in love. But he's made a pact with himself or with his parents that he wants to kill himself, and his parents said, "Wait 6 months." Because that's what parents do when you want to kill yourself. They say, "You know what?
That's what parents do with like
Put a time
PlayStation.
clock on this."
They're like, I really want PlayStation. Wait 6 months,
Let's,
and then in
okay.
summer we'll get you PlayStation.
See how you feel. Why don't you wait until your brother kills himself and then see if you still want to do it? Then this woman, they fall in love, but then they still have to kind of check in on, so they do something fun together. I don't know what, like she
rolls
him through the sand. That would be hard, but and
probably
on
like
the
something with
beach.
parquet floors.
She sets his feet on fire. Is someone making bacon?
And then
Like,
then
oh, I
he has
love
to always
you.
be like, "We're in love." And
Yeah.
he's like, "Well, I'm still gonna kill myself." And
Yeah.
then it's like,
That would be awesome.
What movie is it? I don't know.
it's
that
called
movie.
You Before Me or Me Before You, but it gets like it's been getting like really
Oh, it's
hilarious reviews and stuff
Oh,
because
okay.
it's a terrible idea for a movie
Yeah,
to be
that's-
like,
that's a
well, first of
terrible
all,
premise.
if you're handicapped, then
Yeah, it's
what else are you gonna do?
Right, kill
You're
yourself.
Going to kill
Yeah.
yourself. Yeah.
That's great. We should watch it. We should have a sister review podcast.
We should. Have you seen the remake of Rear Window with Christopher Reeves?
No.
It's really funny.
Really?
Because it's right after his. I think it's the first movie he made after his accident.
Ooh.
They were
Oh,
like-
he's
So he tried to
playing in a
own it.
wheelchair, and he really is in a wheelchair.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
Well, he's like completely fucked up.
Jesus
because it was like I think it might have
Oh
been.
my
the,
god, it's kind of genius.
Yeah.
How could it not have worked?
Well, they were like, we need
Yeah.
we need to be able to put Christopher in a movie, and they're like, oh, perfect, we'll remake Rear Window.
Right. They just go
And-
through like their list of movies with handicapped people, and they're like, "Well,
Yeah.
there's only been one,
Yeah.
so I guess that's the one we'll do."
Yeah.
Now he could do the remake of You Before Me.
Right.
Yeah, he could be
Let's
in that.
reanimate him.
Well, at the end, he's like, the killer comes in, and
he
the
shoots him
struggle
with
is,
his laser eyes?
well, he just like disconnects his like breathing tube, and then Christopher Reeves shows off. They use the movie to show off Christopher Reeves' like newfound ability to swallow air into his lungs like a fish. He was, he
my
does this
God.
like, man, it's not going to translate on the podcast, but he does this weird like weird gross,
Yeah.
like
Filthy, disgusting.
But there's
thing.
like a guy
Yeah.
on set that's like, okay, he's really dying.
Yeah.
Like, and then they have to run in.
Wink,
just-
blink at us if you're
just
dying.
dressed like an animal trainer.
Yes.
It's the polo shirt tucked into the khaki shorts.
Okay, that's enough.
I shot a commercial and they had like a specially trained dog that was this little dog like a lunchbox that had to like run in and then sit down or whatever. And of course, it was like a lesbian in the Blockbuster employee outfit that like took care of it.
But really, like, sometimes they're very, like, that's their power in life. And so they're very like, I've got to get this dog out.
Totally.
Yeah.
Get this dog
please.
in.
Yeah,
Excuse me, don't pet the dog. Thank you.
yeah.
That is all they have. That's everyone though. Everyone who's any manager of anything is always, I feel like, really flexes their power, whatever they have.
Do you guys think SeaWorld's going to come back from all the blackfish controversy? Do you think people are going to forget about that?
Oh.
I don't think so, actually.
No?
Well, my daughter wanted to go to SeaWorld, and of course I try not to do anything with my daughter. And so I just showed her the movie, and then she was like, I don't want to.
What are you gonna do when she wants to do something wholesome?
Well, she wanted to go camp this year. My daughter's 8 or something. And she never went to camp before because I'm virtually unemployed.
Right.
I mean, I'm a famous comedian, but that means nothing. So I signed her up for camp this year, and she wanted to go to robotics camp.
Oh, whoa! You got a
She's-
nerd on your hands.
She's so dumb, and it's like, well, how is that going to help you in life? You know what I mean?
But that's-
like, don't you want to get good at like frisbee or something?
Robotics camp, that's for boys, though. You can't send
Well,
a girl
here's the
there.
thing: is that all the pictures show boys,
Oh,
but
really?
they have a class that's specifically for girls. Which normally I wouldn't be into
Was
this,
it
but
just-
then I started to worry that she
home
wasn't going to
ec?
have friends. So I said, I'll just sign you up for the girls, but the girls is only 10 and up, so she has to go to the...
Gotta go in the boys' club. Break that glass ceiling.
I said, is it going to be okay if there's all boys? And she was like, yeah, we'll talk about Minecraft. She's pretty cool.
In
Minecraft
too.
is it's virtual Legos, right? That's
Basically,
essentially.
And you can like make them do shit. They like
You didn't think like Legos were nerdy enough. They're like, how can we get computers involved? And-
well, because they go into each other's worlds, they're friends, and then they like... She's got like her phone on FaceTime, but they never see each other. They don't care about
they just-
seeing each other. And then they just sit the FaceTime phone there, and then they're yelling at each other while they're doing
interesting.
their in their other worlds.
I have a grown man friend that plays Minecraft. Do you know Blake Midget? Also,
Oh hell yeah!
one of
That's
the
his real last name?
Blake Midget.
I think you should change it to Little Person. Oh, no, it just doesn't feel right.
He's so lucky that he gets to say midget. Just like
Well, you can say it.
Yeah,
I mean,
I mean,
we're not going to pretend
will
like that's a
never.
slur anyone
Probably
can
in-
really do anything about.
You're not supposed to. You're supposed to say
Well, if
Little
they get on each
Person
other's
and then
shoulders.
whisper midget right
Yeah,
after.
yeah,
So
yeah.
everyone knows. That's a joke from my act. I'm a professional comedian.
You just you say it. You whisper like this with your hand under your mouth.
Yeah, right.
Instead of the side, you go to the bottom. I stepped over a midget one time when I was leaving a classroom in community college. He was sitting by the
He
door.
was not bent over or anything.
He was squatting.
was
So he only had a clearance of like 2
Well,
feet.
this is I think like a teachable moment. I didn't know they could squat.
Well, yeah. I stepped over him
sorry.
completely.
bend at the knee.
And I didn't realize how insulting that was until afterwards. To completely just walk over top of another human being.
Right. But you had to get somewhere. You're like, oh, I got another class. You didn't
Yeah.
mean it. You weren't intentionally being a dick.
Well,
He
maybe
was.
partially.
Yeah, you
I mean,
definitely were. There was
on
a
impulse,
clear
and then
hallway.
afterwards
You
I
did
thought
put your
about it.
balls in his mouth.
I did. Well,
That
that's part
was
of walking
wrong.
over somebody. You know, just once you realize you can do that, you gotta fucking teabag him.
So true.
Okay, well, what do you got?
What do I got?
God.
We're really good
fucking
at
terrible.
podcasting.
It's like
Bonnie.
it's really we don't plan anything, and then
Oh, come
it's hot
on.
out
I find
and-
that hard to believe. This has been
I had a couple of
going-
things.
Right,
Oh,
right,
you know
professional.
what? Here, we'll
Coming along at quite a pace.
did you?
I had some, but go ahead.
No, I
That's
wanted because I was
fine.
thinking. I wanted to talk about. Did you see the story about the swimmer kid at Stanford?
Yes,
You got
of
6
course.
months?
I try not to see that story. And it's
Did you
like-
see the letters from
Yes,
the...
of course.
God,
it's
his
like
fucking
every
dad.
woman I know posted it.
Yeah.
Read this powerful letter. This is a must read. Is it? I
Well,
don't-
no, it's great. The letter the girl wrote is probably the best thing that's ever been written on BuzzFeed. Unfortunately, someone had to get raped for them to produce anything that's entertaining
Out
to
of
read.
pain comes great
Yeah.
art.
What kind of gifts did they use for that? When I didn't.
Well,
I didn't see
the
BuzzFeed
dad
one.
was kind of crazy.
Oh my God, the dad.
The
thing was
dad's
fucking
hilarious, dude.
Unbelievable.
I love when he describes...
One moment of
He- 20 minutes of action.
Yes,
Well, hold on.
Jesus Christ.
If it's just calling like fucking action is already worse than rape. That's I feel. Like action is something you do in the back of like a panel van with like a mural on the side, you know? You have to like fucking like there's got to be like a wizard on top of a mountain airbrushed on the side of the van and then you fuck in that van and that's what action
That's
is.
action. Yeah, that was fucking horrendous. What did he post that on too? Like, what was he expecting to happen? Like, people to read that and be like, oh,
He's
I don't
so
think he
right.
posted it.
One
I think it was-
minor mistake in life. How did I didn't follow the case until the letters. But so how did it come out?
Well,
The girl she knew?
no,
She was passed out, right?
she was passed out. She was
Right.
caught like he was like fucking her underneath or fingering her behind a dumpster.
Jesus Christ.
Which like,
Ugh.
how did you go find a dumpster even? You know, like,
When
I
he
don't think-
dragged her out to the dumpster?
She was out behind a dumpster, like
my God.
yeah, and he was fingering her behind a dumpster, and these two Swedish guys who they said were biking. They said they were riding. I don't know if they said they were riding bicycles, but
But
they said
obviously
two-
it was like a heroin or something.
Well,
Probably gay
I'm
sex.
hoping
Oh,
it
gay
was
sex.
two Swedish guys on like one of those double bicycles.
For a second, I thought you were going to tell me like,
They're like-
you don't know
Yeah.
the sex act bicycling.
Hans, come on.
It's two Swedish
Yes.
guys on just out for a double bicycle ride at 3:00 in the morning.
Okay, so they caught him.
Yeah, they caught him like dry humping. They were like, "Hello, are you okay?" And then he ran
Well,
off.
that's crazy because
Jesus
I don't
Christ.
know that I would have stopped to see if the girl was okay. Like, it would be hard in the dark, I think, to...
Wow, come on, we're New Yorkers. We don't stop for people if they're
I
hurt.
stepped over a midget. I
Yeah,
mean, that's
right.
the kind of guy I am.
That's what you do in New York. You see somebody being hurt, you say, "It's none of my business,"
Only in New York.
and then you
Well,
keep
I
walking.
did call the cops once.
Did you?
I saw these two guys dragging a girl into a taxi cab.
Jeez,
Like
yeah,
literally, like her shoe fell off. That's how, and they had to go back and get it. Like
So you
dragging
do
her
something.
along. And I yelled, and I was running down the street, but they got in the cab and took off. So I just called the cops. But I have no idea what happened after that.
Yeah, she is in Mississippi right now. Human traffic.
Maybe
If
they
only
were
you
helping.
quicker.
Were they helping?
It's totally possible that they were friends of hers. They did say we're her friend when I
Yeah.
was
Oh
yelling at
well,
them.
then.
So therefore,
They
I
definitely were not good.
I let it go. I said, all right.
The cops
They
show
both
up and
gave me
shoot the
different
cab
names,
driver.
but I believe one was saying her first name and one was saying her middle name.
We had that happen. I was at my apartment complex, and there was some guy like beating his girlfriend in like the parking lot, like across. Like she was in her car, and he's like punching the window and kicking the car. And we had to like yell at him and run over and call the cops and shit. So
Oh
I
my
guess
God.
like like a minimal level of doing the right thing.
Yeah, no,
to some
you
extent.
do something. I think
Yeah,
you
yeah.
do something. if
I don't
you
know.
saw
I mean,
that.
yeah, if you saw that, maybe you would just check to say like, hey, are you
Well,
guys?
you should ask
you guys
what
all
her
right?
name is. If they say it's our friend, should and then say,
Well,
can we
they
see
did
her
that.
ID or something?
Yeah, they did that. They asked the Swedish guys were like,
Oh.
do you know her name? I think that something like that, and then he didn't know or
Well, he
Jeez.
couldn't make something up at that point. Like
He
what?
really,
Like,
he
Yeah.
was terrible at improv.
his
he
story.
was really
Yeah.
bad.
His story changed like 3 times, and
Oh.
the like I guess the testimony from the Swedes because their like identity isn't public,
Right.
Right.
Although they could have their own show right now if they played their cards right.
Yeah.
They're fucking heroes.
It's actually
The
you know
rape
who it was?
stoppers and a yellow tandem bicycle.
It was the Property Brothers. That's why. That's why no one knows their identity. Because the Property Brothers stopped that rape.
Well, there's those 3 girls
yeah.
that stopped.
I'm
gay
Jason
rape,
Property,
right?
and this is my brother Michael Property. We stopped
We're
rapes.
opposites,
And we've never
but
kissed.
it works.
I was saying, I like to imagine that the Property Brothers, they have no genitals, but they share a bed with each other.
Aw. You do a lot of imagining
I do.
about the property.
Well, it's my favorite
when
show.
he says imagining, he means I like to beat off to the property.
How is that? How is that even a beating off thing? That's not even
Well, we
slightly
don't know.
sexual.
Everybody has a different thing.
Yeah.
You know, everybody
doesn't-
beats
No,
off
that's-
to
And by the way,
something
you
different.
jumping to a defense and you're
Yes.
twitching. Your leg is
Yes.
twitching right now.
Yes.
Nick is bright red.
If he
He's
storms
furious.
out, we've got him.
Yeah.
I already did a storming out bit on the last podcast, so I can't storm out.
I
again.
wish you would storm out.
Yeah, that would be pretty funny. If
That would be an awkward podcast for the rest of this.
I think we could fill,
I had to
would
leave.
get
I had
to
to
know
leave
each
on the
other.
last one because Adam just started making dinner while we were recording it, and I got annoyed.
Yeah, we'll probably trash Adam at the beginning of this. Seeing as
Yeah,
how
we'll
we-
get. Well, Adam's going to be on the beginning of this podcast.
Who's Adam?
Adam's the third guy on the podcast.
Oh, I don't see him.
Yeah,
you
we
guys
don't-
do?
Yeah,
We don't-
Oh.
He's been talking this whole time.
Oh,
What
I
are you
didn't-
talking?
those were the lulls?
Yeah.
I see.
Yeah, we were confused when you were talking about lulls. Adam was giving a beautiful soliloquy.
Well,
I
and
thought we were just going to do it right now afterwards. And then anyway.
Yeah, we're gonna do it after. We're gonna go record the first half of this podcast after this one.
This is
That way we get this part done with.
Right.
And
Get me
it's-
out of the way.
Right.
Yeah.
Well,
Get our friend Adam with no credits.
yeah. The other we fuck up a lot, so it's like easy if we have more wiggle room to, yell at Adam. And
I
then
think
go
we're
back.
doing great though.
We're
This
doing
is a-
fine.
this is
This is going fine.
classic.
All the dead spots we add in Tim Allen's grunt noise. Yeah, that's
something like that. Yeah.
that's how it works. So what projects do you
Do
have?
you know he's still alive?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I didn't see one of the Christmas movies last year out, and I was so worried about him. But I guess he just stopped doing.
Well,
it.
if he dies,
He wasn't a Santa dog.
yeah,
this year.
if he dies, whoever kills him becomes Tim Allen.
Oh,
that's
shit.
so he
that's
has
the
to
Tim
forever.
Allen clause.
Yeah.
I see.
It's been 4 people since I've been alive.
Yeah. I mean, he's only like 63 years old. He's
Tim
not-
Allen?
No,
Yeah,
he's older than that.
No, he's not.
We're never gonna look it up, but I bet you he is.
He was 27 in 1970.
How do you know this?
Because he went
first
to
of all?
prison.
'Cause
He
he's
went to
autistic.
prison when he was 27 or some shit for.
I'm about to look this shit up right
yeah.
now.
Did
bitch.
you know that story, the Tim Allen story?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I've met
Come
Tim
on.
Allen. Okay.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I
I've
forgot.
been in the same room with him. I believe I may
Laying
or may
around
not
in
have played
jail?
pool with him. I don't remember.
Yeah, you were
I
a
actually-
co-conspirator in his fucking when he was selling what was it, coke? He was
It was
selling a lot of
coke.
coke.
Tim Allen age. We're about to motherfucking find out.
Well,
right
that's
now.
I don't think it's that.
I'm gonna. Can I guess?
Yeah.
I'm gonna say 58.
58. You think he's younger than that? I think
Yeah.
he's probably like 63.
Yeah. Well, guess what, you idiot? He's 62. You're wrong as shit. So.
Oh my god! But I didn't go over, so I feel
Yeah,
like
you
I
win
won.
Price is Right rules. You
Yeah.
You
win.
get to fuck Tim Allen now. You won Tim Allen.
Boom. Maybe I already did.
She did say she met him.
Oh well, I'll stop talking shit on Tim Allen. Then. I'm sorry.
Where did you meet Tim Allen?
Well, we had the same managers. We were at a party at our manager's once, and then he was at the Improv once. And that was-
Did he ever describe Wilson's body to you?
yes,
I always
he did a police drawing for me, so I was one of the first people to know.
It's
what he
actually underneath the fence. It's a severed head being held up by the Property Brothers. That's what I like to imagine. And they're working the mouth.
That's nice.
The
a lot
cool
of Property
brother.
Brothers deep cuts in this one.
Well, my girlfriend watches that show all the time, so
Yeah,
I
your
fucking-
girlfriend.
yeah, it's me. It's just me. I sit at home and I watch the Property Brothers all day.
Of all things
Oh,
to
I thought
blame
you
on-
watched the Tim Allen show. I was like,
Oh.
that's so weird.
Well, we
there
actually
a Tim
can't.
Allen
Yeah,
show?
we
The
can't
Property
acknowledge.
Brothers now makes more. She seems like a real person now. Before I was like, I think he's making her up.
Yeah.
like,
No, she's
for
a very real, very disappointed person.
yeah, for legal reasons, we can't acknowledge that Tim Allen has like a TV show on this podcast.
yeah.
Oh yeah,
Yeah,
what-
it's like a copyright issue,
yeah. We're embroiled in some litigation.
unfortunately. So, what do you have coming out project wise? Anything big?
It's rude.
Is it? What do you mean? Is it rude?
No, I feel well, when does this air?
Tomorrow.
Yeah.
Well, tomorrow night I'm doing a big show at the Village Underground.
Nice.
Cool.
Taping it live for Sirius. It's a lot of really good people on it. I'm not actually supposed to say what the show's about, but I feel like not enough people will hear
Yeah,
this
yeah,
to
yeah,
make
totally.
a difference.
Yeah.
But we're doing a game show called Would You Bang Him?
Oh, nice.
We were going to call it Would You Fuck Him, but then I just felt like it was a little too harsh.
Yeah,
but,
yeah. No,
it's-
we agree. You should always name things like you shouldn't be harsh. You shouldn't be explicit in your name.
Yeah, right?
Yeah,
I mean, it's going on serious. You can say it, but
Right.
just because you can.
Doesn't mean you
Should
should.
you?
That's right.
So,
you hear that, Nick?
Yeah.
It's going to be Dan Soder, Mike Vecchione, Big J, Dave Smith, Pete Lee, somebody else. I'm missing somebody. So they're going to compete, and then we have 4 female judges: Carmen Lynch, Annie Letterman, Emily Tarver, and Marina Franklin are the judges. And so then the guys come out and they do 5 minutes of stand-up, and then the judges decide if they would fuck them or not.
So shouldn't that kind of be called Have You Already Fucked Them?
Do you think? Because I feel like, yeah.
Shouldn't that be the name of the show?
That could, we could work that in. So Rich is going to host it, and I'm going to be the...
That's great. I like
That's cool.
A nice little
color
flip.
commentary on it.
Yeah, it does a lot to speak to the patriarchy, which
That's
I just
right.
learned about this week.
You did?
From a shirt. Yeah, I saw somebody wearing a shirt. So asked me about it.
Right.
I know all about flipping the patriarchy. I have an erotic Instagram account that we
He
haven't
does.
talked
He
about
plugs
enough.
his Instagram.
That we haven't talked
account
about
every
enough
week.
on the podcast.
I feel like that's a better name for it.
What's that?
Flipping the patriarchy.
Flipping the patriarchy. We should change.
Well, we
Cumtown.
wanted to do it. We wanted, the Guys We Fucked podcast.
Yes.
So we wanted to do Guys They Fucked.
Yes.
So we're the guys.
Yeah. Oh.
But I don't.
Yeah.
Right.
I haven't fucked either of them.
I haven't either.
Yeah,
but it would be rude.
I fucked them both.
Did
Whoa,
you?
nice.
They should judge. You should have them as guest judges for the.
Well, I mean, we could. I want it to be a regular thing, but
Cool.
We'll see if it happens. The last one we did was a huge success. And
those
it was,
are all fuckable. Those are all pretty fuckable guys though on that lineup.
Yeah, no blacks.
You,
So I think that's what you're getting at.
well, you should throw one in there where it's just.
Michael Che was going to come, and I don't know what happened to him.
Who would
So
be?
now we have no diversity.
Who's the guy that's just completely unfuckable that you could put, like besides Stav, that
Well,
you
I'm
could put
pretty
on a
fuckable. I'm
fucking
pretty
show?
cute.
Well,
I
you'd
think I
have to
have about a
see
charm.
what your stand-up. The premise is that supposedly, a funny guy. That's what women want, a good sense of humor. So we're going to put it to the test.
That's
okay,
great. I like
that's
that
you know
idea.
what? It's funny. It's like it's the male version of the naked show where you have to showcase the thing
know
that
what's
makes
weird?
you fuckable.
I don't know that if
is your
this was
personality.
reversed, that any women would say yes to it. I mean, I guess there's some women that would.
Would you do the
Right.
naked show? Have you heard about
Never.
it? Of course not.
Never. I don't
think
do the
anybody
naked
that-
show when I have
yeah.
sex. I don't do the naked show ever. No, I'm not.
Yeah, I've seen it once. It's like incredible the turnout that show gets.
Because people are just that's at the end of the day, people just want to like look at titties.
But
Absolutely,
are
of
you
course.
into the comedy of it at all?
No.
Or that's not a thing.
I think
at
that's
all?
like
No.
a 9%. I think it's 91%.
Even if you have funny comics on there, they're not going to be able to like really do their material while completely naked.
Well, the girl was like, "Well, I got to get stage time." I'm like, "Really?"
Yeah.
Like,
That is
there's
so
another
funny.
level there. I'm pretty sure.
that's great.
Imagine sex trafficking yourself into the world of stand-up comedy.
Yes.
You just
Yeah, low level sex
you
work.
kidnap yourself like Liam Neeson's daughter.
Well, I always ask this question, and I really don't know the answer, and it's why women who do stand up still really like try to be sexy and like
Right.
so many of them on their album covers they're
Yeah, it's so
like,
weird, yeah.
naked, and then they're like, pay attention to me as a funny person, and I have like this clever mind, and then they're doing it to themselves. They're what's
Totally
what are
objectifying.
words? They're objectifying themselves, right?
Yeah.
And then it's like feminism, but I don't understand.
Right.
Is it feminism, or is it just like trying to get fucking money?
Yeah, I guess it probably is like.
Well, we're the experts.
I
on
know.
feminists,
I know.
so-
I feel like
Also
I've come to
money.
the right
Well,
place
feminism
finally.
is
I've asked
a
this
myth.
question many times to many people.
I don't know. I guess you could say that it's empowering because, like, at this point, it's like, what isn't feminism, really? In terms of, I mean, it's like,
Right.
as an ideology, it's like so thoroughly diluted through, culture at large.
I had
everyone's pretty much a feminist. You have to like make a decision to say, I'm not a feminist now.
Right.
If you're anybody that's having a conversation with anybody, at least online.
Right.
So
Well, I was involved in some, human trafficking for a while. As a feminist, I felt like I was taking them
Yeah.
to a better place.
well,
Huma-
actually,
humane
these are feminist swastikas.
Yes.
It's a different. It goes in a different direction.
Yes,
so it
it's
actually
a little different
means-
than what you're thinking. Yeah.
It's an ancient Indian symbol that means
No, but I
end the wage gap.
I know what you're saying though, because there is like a difference between like, in theory, yes, like you should be able to dress however you want and still be taken seriously, but there is like a period. I don't know. It seems like it's a little bit of a.
Well, my husband put it this way. He was like, you know, if if you showed up and your dentist was like, you know, wearing like a low cut shirt and her like belly was showing,
Right.
and even if she was super hot and you were like, oh my God, this is amazing, this is my dentist, you still wouldn't think you had the best dentist.
Right.
You'd never be like, I'm pretty sure.
Right.
Like if you really had some dental work to get done, you'd go to a better dentist.
A frumpier dentist.
Yes, you'd
Yeah.
go to someone else. Like
A very kind Jewish guy.
yes, like you're not gonna go to the hot. Like that's the same thing about stand up. It's like hotness really doesn't have anything. It doesn't really
True.
help you.
Yeah, but it is still the entertainment industry. So there's like if you
Right,
have
but
the ability
if your
to,
whole thing is about bucking the system and getting into a business where it's male dominated and fuck them, I'm gonna succeed, and then you're like, okay, and then now just let me play the game exactly as it's
Yeah.
already been written for thousands of
Right.
years. Like that's
No, absolutely. Yeah, I think you're right that you could. It's like, especially when it's like you're choosing the thing that you want to represent you the most, like a special cover or like, you know, the material for like,
Right.
you know, you do set a tone with that, and I agree with what you're saying.
well,
I think,
because I get on one level like it works, it gets eyeballs on you or whatever,
right.
but on the other level, it's like, well, so does marrying a rich guy and not working, like so
Right,
many
right,
things
right.
that are like sort of anti-feminism.
Yeah.
They work.
Right.
It's
right.
like, but it's
Yeah,
not
just
like
do those
helpful to the
things.
cause. Then at the very least, don't present yourself. I think it's like some fucking
Like warrior for justice or whatever.
Yes.
do you think male comedians should have to be jacked?
First of all, I don't like comedians that look normal at all. Like it's not my thing. Like
you
even
must
Dan
hate us.
Soder to me, I feel like he's still got to overcome that.
He's
like,
got that giant head.
he looks too normal, you know. He's like,
Yeah.
okay. Or and when I see pretty people doing stand up, it takes me
Totally.
so long to get behind it. I can't take it.
Of both genders too. It's like
both
you're
genders-
you can't be too hot and do stand up.
If you work out all the time and then you're like, what's his name? For a long time,
Rogan?
I just didn't like him. No, Aaron.
Aaron Burr.
Just completely based on the fact that I'm like, okay, well,
Is that-
you're
no.
so into working out.
Well, is he still though? Because he used to be like a competitive bodybuilder.
He still is like,
I mean, he
he
still
was
goes to
wearing
gym
like
all
a
the
sleeveless
time.
shirt the other day. And it
I've
was
never
Yeah.
seen him with sleeves. I don't.
Yeah, I
once
don't-
in my
Yeah,
life.
he
No, I've seen him with
loves
sleeves.
showing it
he'll
off.
wear vests, like vests over.
Like the one thing
a
he's
dress
got going
shirt.
for him is that he's odd looking. Like even though he works out all the
Right,
time, like
right,
he
right.
wears weird like suit coats.
Yeah.
And
He wears like Ed Hardy suits.
yes, it's so true. Oh my god.
It's like,
So it's like he's still like a little, you know what I mean? Still like
Yeah.
off.
yeah.
He's still off.
Like I think you should be a little off.
but
you're a
yeah,
comedian.
anyone who's like just, anyone's like beautiful in every category. It's like,
what about Rogan? Because Rogan's huge.
Rogan to me fits his
Right. It
thing.
makes sense.
Like his personality fits so well. Like Rich too, my husband. His personality is like this New Jersey guy. Like it fits so well with how he looks that, you know, it's almost like it's a flaw.
You know whose
in
body
and of itself.
Yeah.
Right,
You know whose
right.
body is perfect for their act? Sean Rouse.
I don't know what he looks like anymore. I
He
haven't
has
seen
crippling
him in years and
arthritis.
years. Yes. Okay.
He can barely stand up.
And isn't he like a fall down drunk? Or
Sean Rouse is like my favorite.
I used to
comedian.
love him, and then I had too many encounters with him where it was just like a mean, horrible person.
Yeah,
And
no,
I had to be
he's-
like, I don't know who I'm gonna meet up with.
my friend Norman got him booked.
Now we're just
at-
gossiping about people that nobody.
That's
Yeah,
what happens.
no,
That's what happens.
We have a terrible podcast. We told you it's bad.
Okay.
Yeah, don't worry.
Whatever.
About it.
The rule with podcasts, you just do them. You get people to subscribe, and then if it's boring in the first 10 minutes, they don't listen to it, but they forget to delete the episode or unsubscribe, and that's how you game the system and get up up in
Oh,
the charts.
so that's what we're doing. I get it.
Yeah, this is all just a scam.
This is springtime.
This
for
is all a
Hitler.
career.
I hear
Yeah.
you. This is the front for I
This
don't
is
know
a
what.
career move. So we named it Cumtown.
Well, again, I think that's smart. I think everybody's like, that's a dumb name. You're going to want to change it, and it's
No,
like,
I
why?
do.
To
I
what?
agree.
Everyone will remember Cumtown forever.
That's true.
Yeah,
Done.
they'll remember
Forever.
not to hit play. If you
I
had
don't
a,
want
if
them
you
to
had
hit
a, like
play.
a name like Brookview or something, they'd be like, "What is that again?" And they might.
That
they
sounds
might
like
go
a
back
shitty
to it.
apartment complex.
Yeah,
No, that's
I
my
thought-
that's my apartment. That's my townhouse.
Yeah, I thought it
Brookview.
just. I
'Cause
thought
I
It's like gated community.
Yeah,
No, that's
yeah.
a fence.
It's
That's
so
just a
weird
fucking
where
fence.
I live. Is like everything about it is. It's like out of a like if you were gonna make a TV show about like the friendliest town in the world, everything is named exact. Like there's a Suburban Street.
It's
There's
called-
a Suburban
It's
Street.
just named Suburban Street.
Yes, like there's. It's just it's too. It's so cliched. It's crazy.
Who gets to name the streets in just like a fake suburban?
The prisoners, whoever's in the jail.
town? Oh,
They make license plates and they name all the streets.
Oh,
It's true. I had a.
that's why there's so many Valdez streets.
Eddie Guerrero Memorial Drive, Chris Benoit Drive. Oh shit!
So you live in Central Jersey, right?
I live right in the very middle, very suburban. In fact, our town is almost just houses. Like there's hardly anything. Like, there's obviously like supermarkets and post office and stuff, but it's not like a destination place. Like there's no mall. Nobody comes.
Is it what? So it's like a Philly suburb,
I don't know what that means.
like a suburb of Philadelphia.
It's not.
It's not.
No,
Okay.
it's like an hour from Philly.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it's an
Why
hour
do- why do you
from
live
New
all the way
York,
out
an hour
there?
from Philly.
Why
It's
live-
like 10, 15 minutes from Princeton.
Oh, ooh.
That's where my daughter's
smart.
taking her robotics.
That makes sense. Were you guys friends with John Nash before he died?
Yeah, we were like
Cool.
always hanging out.
Have you ever seen the not A Beautiful Mind, but there's like a maybe it wasn't even a documentary. It was just like a short interview with John Nash, Beautiful Mind.
Yes.
His son was also crazy, but like way worse.
But just stupid.
Oh, really?
yeah,
But not like
a crazy
but not
guy
a
at
genius.
GameStop.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He
No,
would jump
was
out of
also a
windows and
genius.
stuff.
Oh,
but
he was.
Yeah, the son was also like a very
Math
good at
genius.
math. Yeah, but like very fucking crazy. There's like a video of I saw like an interview and they're interviewing John and John's like keeping it together barely in the living room, and then the son's in the other room with these like ridiculous giant like cowboy boots on.
Oh, that is some good crazy
Yeah.
shit.
what? This is a documentary. What?
It was like a short. I don't know if it was a doc. I mean, it was like an extended interview with John Nash and his family that I saw. Maybe it was
Because I
from
think
a
part of
documentary.
it though is that your kids, and this is just part of the experiment I'm doing with my own child, is that when you went to school and you'd be like, oh my god, this kid is nuts, and then you meet the parents and they're the exact same kind of
Right.
nuts. It's
Yeah.
like they're growing up in that.
Yeah, but
that
I mean, he
environment.
has like schizophrenia. The
It's a-
son, he
well, it's
like
also
hears
genetic,
voices
though, too,
and
yeah.
yeah.
It's both things. It's like it's the what the parents create, and it's also that kid just got really unlucky and got all his dad. Basically,
Nature versus
That's
nurture.
right. Yeah.
What is it?
That's the second hour of this. We're gonna open
Nature
it up right
versus nurture.
Yeah. So now we
Well,
can
because
get
my
into it for
daughter's
real.
like really good at joke writing. Like she's a very, very good joke
Oh,
writer.
really?
Do you want to hear one of the jokes that she wrote?
Sure.
She wrote this joke when she was maybe 6 years old.
now. Let's hear it.
She said,
Is that because you just don't know how old she is?
I know. I was like, is it 5? She said, you go on stage and you're in a wheelchair and you've got like a neck brace on and your arms in a cast, and you go up to the mic and you go to the audience. You should feel sorry for me. I'm married.
That is a great
That's
joke.
a great
funny.
joke. That's my
So
daughter's
you're
joke.
teaching your daughter to hate men at a young age. That's what I got.
She sees what happens in the family.
That's cool. There is some like 9-year-old girl that's like.
Oh, I hate kids.
That's doing.
I
well,
just really hate kid entertainers of almost across the
Well,
board.
because it's so they almost definitely don't want to do it like themselves. There's
yeah,
like
no,
every
the
kid
father's
comic.
behind it. Yeah.
Remember that kid in DC?
It's like what you're watching is their stupid parent.
exactly
Yeah.
Like that, you really think they're sitting down and writing their dumb jokes every day?
We have
No.
a we have a
Parents are writing
child
them.
comedian friend, this kid Brandon Wardell. He's like 13 or 14, and his parents have to write all of his
have to
material
write all
for him.
his tweets. His
all
parents
his
have to
tweets. His
go to
parents
World Star
mine
Hip
his
Hop.
tweets from Black Twitter and fucking.
There was this girl, and I think she's still around, but obviously she's probably like 10 years older now. But maybe she was like 16 at the time, and she would come to the Improv and do stand up, and she was like kind of cute, and but with tons of makeup, short skirt, high heels. Like people, I don't get it. I don't get why you would send your
Right.
daughter up on stage like that, and then the people people at home. I'm using the word people because that's giving you guys the benefit of the doubt that those are that's how many listeners. And so you can't see what I'm doing, but he would like crouch by the side of the stage, like he was super gay. Her dad, her like stage dad, and he'd be like,
no,
like, you know, conducting her. But also all her jokes were like, you know, like as though like the guy was writing for like a Liza Minnelli special or something. They were like these. And she'd inflect like a gay guy. And it was like, you're just hearing her dad, like every night and then you say this. And here you go.
That's always what happens. There was another kid, that kid Leo, whatever the fuck his name was.
Oh,
in
yeah.
DC. It was like two divorced.
Like asthmatic little boy.
Yeah.
That his parents would make him go do open mics.
And his jokes were all about like not fucking good. Like
Oh
it was
my
clear
God.
his dad wrote those.
That's a funny sketch though, like just like
Yeah.
how much he hates his mom.
Oh yeah, they
You
were
start
divorced.
to realize like, I think your dad's
You'd be funny.
And he had this like hot mom who was like hit on every comic. It was so fucked up.
You'd be
and
funny.
weird.
You have like a child comedian, but then you force him to do like, you know, where's the birth certificate? We haven't seen it. It looks like a Muslim to me.
That's actually really funny.
Like, if you want your lunch money tomorrow, you'll fucking
But
do
that's
the
the
bit.
only way that a kid comedian is going to be funny is if it's like, oh, it's like crazy because a kid shouldn't be saying that. But then, then we know that the kid isn't saying it.
It's,
Right.
hey everyone, my name is Andrew 5 Clay. I'm 5 years old.
Yes.
So anyway, whores. Who whores?
Yeah. Luckily, my girlfriends don't even have pubes yet. Hey,
My
Dad,
daughter,
can we go home?
when she was still just a baby, we would take her on stage and we had this one joke we would do where we go, "Where's your spleen?" And she'd go, "It got a big one."
It's a good bit.
Kids are great, huh?
Can't wait to have them.
So do you have anything that you want to plug? Because we're
So
we're good to
tomorrow
go.
night, I think there's still a few tickets left. Village Underground,
You're
8
gonna get
o'clock.
the Cumtown bump right now.
Yes, I'm gonna feel it. I'm gonna see it in the line when I walk up. And there's a huge line. I'll be like, "Oh, Cumtown, you did it."
It's you just check the sex offender registry.
Yes, I know.
Run it by the guest list, the manifest, and that's whoever overlaps. Those are those are our guys.
That's what's happening. And then you can always just get my book. You're Better Than Me if you're into. People might like your listeners might like it because it's
Read her book, you pieces of shit.
it's about getting
unsubscribe.
started in comedy and whatever. It's
wanna
called
hear-
You're Better Than Me. It's on Amazon or Audible.
Cool.
I have a movie
Yeah,
on
keep
Netflix.
going. Yeah, let's keep
It's
it
called
going.
Women
Let's keep
Aren't
it
Funny. I don't know. That's a good movie. You
Women
can
Aren't
watch it.
Funny on Netflix or iTunes.
Yes, correct.
And
sir.
then the book,
Amazon or
Amazon,
Audible. You're Better
Audible.
Than Me.
Audible's audiobook, right?
Yeah,
Did you do it?
I did it.
Cool.
Whoa.
I would hire somebody.
Well, then well, this is they pay you very, very well to do the audiobook. But so then I got a hotel. They said it's going to take a week, 5 days. So I got a hotel for 5 days, and I told my husband like, okay, you got to just watch the kid. I got to do it. It's the thing I got to do. And then I finished in like a day and a half. And so then I just like walked around the city like those men that get fired from their jobs and don't tell their wives.
Right,
and they just have to
totally.
go, I'll see you later, honey.
Yeah.
That's what he
See
was
ya,
just like
honey.
feeding the birds.
It's a briefcase with just an
Going
apple in
back
it.
to the room, taking the call from my husband, like, I gotta run back in there. I'm on a very short break.
My friend's mom disappeared in high school. She was like just wound up. She was like spent 3 days at a bar. I remember him having like a
Jesus.
crisis about. He's like, yeah, my mom. She doesn't come home in like 2 days, and we don't know where she is. And then it turned out she was just drinking.
Just went on a bender.
Yeah.
I think I kind of get it. I mean, it is. I think it's an important
Oh, I
part
would
of
do
being
that.
a mom.
If I had,
to just go on a 3-day bender. Just like not all the time, every 2 years.
Yeah.
especially if you can't drink during the pregnancy, you should get the bender in immediately.
You don't need to. You don't want to drink during your pregnancy because you're getting oxytocin like a motherfucker. I mean, it is the best drug, and if you could just have that all the time.
See, I don't. If you're an alcoholic, you want to drink.
No,
still.
I don't think you do. There are tons of alcoholics, drug addicts. They don't drink or use while they're pregnant. I mean, obviously some do, but a lot of them don't.
So why don't we just impregnate all of the women with drug problems?
Yes, I
Smart,
agree.
smart.
I think I just started my own charity.
Give them a little action. on.
Coming.
Or just let them breastfeed. That does the trick also.
Angels who come. Angels who fuck.
The cum angels.
The cum angels.
Breastfeeding's like
breastfeeding
a weird thing because, like, obviously my kid's 8, so I quit like 3 years ago.
I don't see you'd say that, but I don't know how long you're supposed to breastfeed.
Probably till
Well,
not much.
They
less
say
than
you're
that.
supposed to breastfeed for 2 years, but 2 years is too long. Like,
Oh, okay.
it's weird. It gets
A
weird.
2-year-old is a little person.
They can
Yeah.
talk
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
and they can walk.
I wrote an article a couple years ago about breastfeeding my 12-year-old, and I got a lot of people that were mad at me, and then I got a bunch of people that were like, I actually find this to be very sexy. You know, like,
Oh my god.
yeah, sending me like email about like wanting to.
Well, you can get addicted to breastfeeding.
Yeah,
Because you get addicted to the oxytocin.
Really?
And that's why women, the crazy women that breastfeed until their kids are 5 or whatever, they say they're doing it for their kids, but really
I had no
they're
idea
drug addicts.
That felt cool.
They really are. They're like,
What a
and
drug
with
to
those
be
women we
addicted
should
to.
put back on heroin.
Yeah.
That's how I'm going to fix that.
Well, thank you for doing
Oh,
our
on that
stupid
note.
fucking podcast.
Thank you for
Appreciate
having
it.
me.
Yeah. It's not. You were on Kennedy yesterday. Check her out yesterday on
wink.
Kennedy.
Probably some YouTube.
yeah,
thing
all the
going
other
I got to
on.
get over to my show at the Village Underground.
Yeah, we're just about to happen right now.
Yeah, Cumtown. Fucking
Cumtown episode, whatever it
5.
is,
Yeah,
5.
we're done. Bye.